Satnam GDF family. This is Mohan Raj Kaur, and I'm just reaching out to give you a little cosmic update, a little wisdom for your mind, and some big, big love for your heart. So the question is really, at the end of the day, as we prepare ourselves for this Aquarian era, and we're in the season of Aquarius. So, like when we do the meditation of the Gayatri and we pull in those words, right? Gobinde, Mukande, Udarde. Those are personalities, right, of the divine. And so is the zodiac. God's personality is Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Leo, Aquarius, all the other ones. So in Aquarius, it gives us a very specific invitation. Aquarius is an air sign, and it's fixed. Aquarius is about vibration, electricity, about vibration frequency. And what we do frequently is what creates our frequency. So if I think fearfully, if I think judgmentally, I will judge more and be judged. So we get an opportunity in this vortex with Divine Ma and Pa in the 29 days. It's really about 30 days each sign. Just like the moon is like the degrees are 0 to 29, each sign in a year holds about 30 days. Some will be 28 to 29 days, February. The rest will go back and forth from 30 to 31. But the point being, we get to sit in this part of Divine Ma and Pa, where we are educated, where we are healed, where we are introduced to this part of God, and we are invited to use it for our best interest. At the end of the day, it's about wondering, how can we lift the veil of fear in our own psyche? Because the air signs always have a lot to do with the mind, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So our minds are being healed so that we can vibrate at a higher frequency. That's what Aquarius is really introducing to us. And we are coming to the new moon. And the new moon is this invitation to really start with a fresh thought, with a fresh way of thinking. This week is very blessing filled. It is very much showing you a glimpse of where you could be, who you could be, if you just hold the high note. Next week, we're going to have a very monumental conjunction where the Lord of Karma, Pluto, at 0 degrees, Aquarius, is going to conjunct Mars. And it's going to be this cutting of the cords. We have been invited for the last about almost 30 days to just hold the high note. Whether it is hold the high note on your addiction, just don't fucking do it right now, right? Just hold the high note. If the high note is you're enamored with money and you're always afraid, that hold the high note of faith that it's all going to be okay. Next week on Valentine's Day, it really is the cutting of that damaging cord, and with it will come cutting the cords to relationships that do not support us being sober, do not support us not judging, do not support us in true love. That will come on Valentine's Day. So, I'm calling this Valentine's Day, Black Rose Valentine's. There's going to be more breaking up than loving up. And when we walk this spiritual path, we don't shy away from what needs to be cut loose. Right? I know what is cutting loose for me. Enough is enough. And the breakup really is with a part of me. It's like, I love you, Mars. But you just can't bring that into this higher version of you. That part cannot come. And 2 days later, Venus, she's the goddess of love. She's going to then conjunct Pluto and give you a gift. So we are in this amazing time And so tonight, Wednesday, whether you come online or in person, we're going to get into preparing for the new moon. And the new moon will be celebrated at Great Divine Flow with our beautiful Yog Pod. Her name is Ashley also. She's doing this amazing breathing workshop and sound healing together. So it'll be perfect to accentuate the breath on a new moon in the sign of air, right? And we will heal. And we will get new ideas about how to continue to hold that note and be a person that can let go on Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day, I want you to really make an effort to make time to know yourself as the beloved to God, the beloved to the Great One. This is why sometimes it is good to give a face to God, because we lose track of what our relationship can be. So we can be very comfortable with being the daughter or the son to God, but we are also God's lover. God is enamored with our humanness. It's so beautiful to the divine because it is only frequency. It is this amazing frequency vibration light, but it does not have physicality. It becomes physical through us, and it's in love with us. So on Valentine's Day, we're going to do the Golden Heart meditation and Kriya. And we are going to celebrate the love of our life, the one who created us. And not like a mommy, not like a papa. Okay, we're not going for this incestual fucking relationship with the great giver. We're going to fall in love with the beloved. And I want to talk to you, there's several of us that are doing this meditation, and a lot of people got really butthurt that we weren't learning a Purdy. And I want you to know, this meditation we're doing is not for the faint of heart. The breath work is like, it makes your mind just like completely go crazy, then shut down and open to light. The mantra is needed. You want to do it really forcefully. Had, had, had. Had Gobinde, because you need to build up that force to be in the breath. And all of this breath work and all that we do at Great Divine Flow is the medicine to get us through next week. Next week is that, I talked about it 25 days ago. There is a line in the sand. Next week, we step over it. You've been preparing for this not just 20 days. You've been preparing specifically for this part since 2017. This is a crown. This is a jewel in your crown that you need to have to make it through the end of 25. And not just make it, excel, succeed, rise above the darkness. The one thing that the pandemic really taught humans, whether we like it or not, was it taught us about timelines, frequency, and perception. There was so many that suffered tremendously in the pandemic. And then there was this other group that just didn't suffer at all. And it's not because they are cold or cruel. It's because they just put all of their faith. It was like, that was the line in the sand for me. You either believe in God or you don't, Marcia. What do you think you should do? The biggest thing about the Aquarian era is, while we can listen to other people's wisdom, we can't go against a gut feeling. We can't go against the heart. This is the age of knowing your soul is telling you what to do. You just got to quiet the fear down, quiet the judgment down. And when we are in that quiet, we will make different choices, each of us. In the Aquarian era, we can celebrate that. We can learn from each other. We can garnish wisdom from people that do things in a totally different way. I know I've learned so much from those who handled that time in their life much different. I learn, and they learn from me when we soften the fear, because the reason we can't hear other ways to go about things is because we're terrified. We never can learn, we can't heal, we'll never grow when we are laden in a pool of fear. That is just, it just doesn't work. Okay? Now, being fearless is probably too high of a mark. So what I would like for you to think about this new moon and the vortex that we're going to with the Valentine's Day to fall in love with the great giver is this. You are given this opportunity to feel the scales inside of you. That's why judgment is one of the biggest energies in the tarot. It's in the major arcana, right? Judgment and justice. Justice specifically shows the scales. When we are centered in the heart and love, we can feel where we're at with love and fear. And when fear is too much, we know where we need to breathe. We know the mantra we need to do. We know the stillness that has to happen. We know that we have to hug a tree. We know that we need to go in nature so that we can tilt the scale so that love is at the very least, bigger than fear. Fear will exist, but fear does not have the right to run your life. But only you can make that choice. That is always the big rub with these avatars, right? You know, Jesus did not say or want to be a savior, right? Yeshua was talking about think for yourselves, because what was he doing? He was breaking all the rules of the Pharisees. He's like, the rules have become so constricted that they're not allowing humanity to open to love. So I want to break those rules. And just like that was happening then, every great wisdom continues to grow. So the wisdom of Yeshua or the wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda would not be what it was for Yogananda in the 20s to the 60s. Yeshua's wisdom that it was from 0 to 30 AD he would not say it quite the same now because he's evolved and because we've changed. And what it will take now to awaken is a whole new paradigm. You and I are creating a new earth. The best way to understand this with all of the evil and darkness that you see is timelines. You have to be willing to be in your lane and not get so hypnotized by those who want to choose to be mesmerized by the darkness. I see the darkness. And here's what I do. What can I do about that? How can I be of assistance and help about that? So I do a lot of things with homeless, and not a lot, but that's my thing. Homeless and also homebound alcoholics that can't get anywhere, that are suffering. That's my thing. I can help the darkness right there. I can get you to a meeting. I can be there for you, right? I cannot stop the war between Israel and Palestine, but I can stop the war inside of me. I can pray for them. I know that everybody in the Middle East are human beings, and human beings are innately good. Take a breath on that. The only reason that won't make sense to you is if you're still so ashamed of yourself. If it doesn't make sense that human beings are innately good, especially the ones that trigger us, like the Elon Musk or President Biden or, whoever is your trigger, right? RFK, these politicians, oh my God, right? No matter what I think, they have a soul, and there is good in that soul. One of the things that gets very powerful in the Aquarius energy is computers and electronics and all of that. And so we have AI. So AI could be the darker part of Aquarius. However, you have to remember AI, it gets all of its intelligence because it can track everything humans have said and done and learned from here all the way back through time. But AI cannot predict the future based on heart energy. AI doesn't know where we're going. We got to hang on to that. That's a consciousness thing. That's a soul thing. That's a human thing. We are creating our new world. So, from this moment, from Wednesday to next Friday, we have these vortexes. The new moon on Friday, and there's a sound healing and breathwork at the GDF. To Valentine's Day, the Golden Heart, next Wednesday. To Friday, when the gift of staying the course arrives. And we get to do it together. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I know so many of you won't be able to get to Great Divine Fall. That's okay. Just note these vortexes and make it a point to journal, to breathe, to meditate, to be there for yourself so that you can embody your higher, more beautiful, exceptionally healed future self. I love you. I love you. I love you. I do. Sat Nam.